Glad to have you with us on Asset Television News. I am Eugenia Solomon. First, the headlines. President Tinubu sets up committee over Benue killings. There won't be new parties before election, says INEC. NERDC boss says new curriculum for basic secondary education coming soon. In other news, in detail. President Bola Tinubu has set up a committee to help restore sustainable peace to Benue State following last Friday's massacre in Yelwata community in Guma local government area of the state, which saw around 200 people killed. Members of the peace committee selected by the president include former military governor of Benue State, General Atonkbera retired Samuel Otom, Senators George Akume, Gabriel Suswam, and all former governors of the state. The paramount ruler of Tiv Nation and Chairman Traditional Council Benue State, Professor James Ayate, and paramount ruler of Idoma land, the Ochidoma, Dr. John Elaigu, are also on the team, advising the Benue State Governor Hyacinth Alia on the importance of stakeholders' engagement for peaceful and progressive governance. Tinubu urged the governor to champion the activities of the Peace Committee, which also includes federal officials and non-indigenes living in the state. Meanwhile, former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has criticized President Bola Tinubu's recent visit to Benue State, describing it as lacking compassion and failing to reflect the gravity of the tragic loss of lives. Obi, in a post on his official X handle, expressed disappointment over the president's conduct during the visit, saying it resembled a political rally rather than a condolence trip to a grieving community. He, however, lamented that the president's appearance and the atmosphere in Benue did not reflect mourning, but rather celebration. Obi condemned the decision by the Benue State Governor to declare a public holiday for the visit, alleging that the day was used to organize fanfare instead of prayer or reflection. Now, Cross River State Governor Basi Otu's 2 years administration has been given a pass mark as he has repaired the dilapidated structures he inherited from past regime. This is the position of the State Commissioner of Information, Dr. Eramos Ekbang, during an interaction with the leadership of Cross River State Journalist Forum, CrossJof, on June 18, 2025 in Abuja. Dr. Erasmus Ekbang said Prince Basi Otu is focused on a recovery strategy aimed at restoring functionality, reclaiming lost assets, and laying the groundwork for sustainable development. Ekbang noted that Cross River State is celebrated for its tourism potentials and beautiful natural environment, but in recent years suffered visible decline as crumbling infrastructure, stalled government projects, and environmental degradation contributed to a general perception of stagnation. He said Governor Otu, unlike his counterpart elsewhere, has opted for a more strategic approach, focusing on completing and reviving existing projects, particularly those that had consumed large sums of taxpayers' money but failed to deliver expected returns. According to him, one of the first moves was to recover state-owned assets such as Tinapa Business Resort, which had been taken over by Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria (AMCON), and the Obudukatu Ranch, which had reportedly changed hands outside the public glare. Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission has told a coalition of political groups seeking to register a new party ahead of the 2027 general elections that no amount of public pressure or blackmail would override the need for strict compliance with constitutional and regulatory requirements. The electoral body questioned the coalition's compliance with key legal and procedural requirements, warning that party registration was not merely a political declaration but a constitutional process governed by strict guidelines. INEC also denied reports circulating online claiming the registration of two new political parties, the Independent Democrats and the People's Democratic Movement. Several opposition members had recently accused the electoral body of refusing to register new political parties, raising concerns about the inclusiveness of the electoral process. Now, Nigerian Education Research and Development Council (NERDC) is set to develop new curriculum for basic and secondary schools in the country. Professor Salihu Shehu made the disclosure when he received in audience management of Asset Television and Daily Asset newspaper led by Dr. Cletus Akwaya. He said the last curriculum was updated 15 years ago and has become outdated, bearing recent developments across the world.
In the Nigerian Education Research and Development Council is that in tune with the transformation agenda of the present administration led by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are undertaking a review of the curriculum. As it were, the curriculum need to be reviewed after some time, normally after a period of 5 years. But in today's digital world, where change is taking place very rapidly, perhaps you may even need to review the curriculum on a yearly basis, because change is very speedy today. So we're now undertaking the review of the curriculum, which is something that was never done for over a period of over 10 years.
Professor Shehu further dispelled rumors making the rounds that publishers and authors lobby the council to have their publications listed among books included in curricula.
No, we are always guided by our own mandate, and we are guided by our own, standards, and therefore, even if some people may wish to lobby, we'll stand by our own mandate and our own standards. We cannot be compromised.
In his address at the meeting, Dr. Cletus Akwaya, in explaining the essence of partnership, expressed satisfaction of management of the council in improving the education system in Nigeria.
The media space has become so wide and complex. Even for those of us that are practitioners and operators in the industry, sometimes we'll marvel at the multiplicity of platforms. And so it is difficult for agencies like NERDC to deal with the entire gamut of the media. It is not possible. So you must be able to identify the segment that you want to work with that will focus on you and be able to propagate your ideals, your activities, your achievements in a comprehensive way that will be appreciated by the public. But if we leave it to chance, if we leave it to the open, you might not get what you desire or what you even deserve, because some may not be that knowledgeable about what you're doing. So out of just ignorance, they may not be able to showcase your activities very well.
As the television news will return after the break. Thank you for being there. Now, the Enugu state government has confirmed a recent attacks on farm settlements in Eha Amufu, located in Isiuzo local government area, and announced the arrest of 2 suspected informants alleged to have aided militant herders. According to the state government, the suspects, one Matthew Ebe and a woman, reportedly supplied information on security operations and provided guidance to attackers. In a statement, Governor Peter Mba maintained that Enugu remains one of the safest states in Nigeria, despite attempts by certain individuals to misrepresent the security situation. The governor credited the state's strong security framework and proactive response mechanism for its relative peace, noting that significant investment has been made to detect and prosecute criminal activities. He highlighted the existing infrastructure, including a command and control center, the distress response squad with more than 150 vehicles, and AI-enabled surveillance cameras strategically placed throughout the state. Nigerian wine lovers will soon be in for nice moments as Cantina Valpolicella, Negra, and Francis Onabi's plan the launch of Lestone and Rosso Verona wines in Nigeria, bringing premium Italian wines to Nigerian consumers at reasonable prices. Verona, Italy, one of Italy's most respected wine producers, announced its entry into the Nigerian market with the official launch of 2 distinguished labels, Lestone and Rosso Verona. This existing initiative is made possible through a strategic partnership with Nigerian entrepreneur Francis Onabis, founder of Stillwater Consult, Italy, and Francis Roberto, Nigeria Limited. With a legacy rooted in the heart of Valpolicella since 1933, Cantina Negra is known worldwide for producing wines of exceptional quality that express the character and richness of the Veneto region. The decision to expand into Nigeria is part of the winery's international growth strategy and reflects the growing demand for premium European wines in West Africa. The Kaduna State Emergency Management Agency has established 7 safe centers for people living in flood-prone areas of the state. The centers, equipped with tents, food and non-food items, and essential supplies, are ready for the temporary relocation. The agency's executive secretary, Dr. Usman Hayatu Mazadu, made this known at the high-level consultative meeting on stakeholders' readiness against the 2025 flood prediction held in Kaduna. He also stressed the importance of collective responsibility in disaster preparedness and response. According to him, disaster preparedness is not the job of one agency, but a collective responsibility of all. With that story, we end the news. Do well to follow us on all our social media handles for more updates and programs. On behalf of the entire news crew, I am Eugenia Solomon. Thank you for watching.